What do you mean by released, Boney?
It was uploaded to the internet in 2010. That's what he means.
Yeah. That's not...
Man, it's been like, how long since MT? Like 1 or 2 months? I forgot all about this dashboard. I forgot the steps. I forgot which buttons to press. And I made the damn thing.
It's over a month old since you had to run the dashboard for Mystery Tournament anyway.
I did it like
Technically
every
top
day.
8 for 3 months. Yeah. To be fair, you were pulled in a lot of directions right now.
Huh.
You got this game loaded up. You're gonna go away and you're gonna race and you're gonna fight all the troopers. You're gonna beat them up.
Sure, totally.
You're gonna jump on the first trooper's head and get him into a turtle shell, and then you'll kick him into all the others, and then we'll...
We're gonna get 3 1-ups and do the bingo goal. Alright, let's have a look how this is looking.
Here we are with Force Ape.
Not great. Let me try this. There we go.
Up, 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 up.
Oh, forgot to crop check.
Look at the artwork in this. Fantastic.
This should be NES. A bit orange on the left, a bit blue on the bottom of the deck, on the bottom Toby, and some girl who knows. Looks good. Yeah, this looks good, I think. We have audio by Aaron Dobie. Except there's no audio yet, as I can confirm, because I also have the game open. I hope you will not hear my game. I don't think you will, which is good.
We'll find out.
Hello.
So I guess
I thought you said you did not have time to be here.
Well, I won't have time for the whole thing. I have to leave in around an hour, but if Maurice is going away, I'll talk about Force Ape.
Yeah, I will be muting myself. And definitely. Yeah. Completely fair. I can only watch the other streams. What am I supposed to learn from that?
It'll just be swearing at the game anyway.
Depends. If you're watching ArcBliss's stream, there's probably a lot you could learn since ArcBliss speedruns this game.
Hold on, I can't deafen myself because then the stream will have no audio. I guess I'll just listen to you guys.
Or
I'll take off the headset.
Right, but then I have no game audio.
This is such
and
a
I was like, oh well, then just get the audio off your TV that you're not using because you're playing on computer.
I could do that, but it's actually hard to like separate audio like that in Windows. We will manage. Just I'll okay. Here's the plan. I'll be in first. That way you can't really spoil anything.
Got it. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Funny.
Yeah, I first found out about Force Ape from a speedrun on Games Done Quick. That used to be a really good... Well, it still is, really, but now just I'm so ingrained in this community that I find games here first, almost guaranteed before they make it into GDQ. But a lot of obscure stuff, especially... I think that they still do a pretty good job of getting stuff that very few people have heard of in GDQ. I like that.
I think
Garrison, I want to say, did a run of this.
After an episode of Speed Gaming League, a show I used to do with Fiesel, they would have an extra game. Fiesel would give the players an extra game to play, just for fun while we wrapped up. And usually it was awful in some way, but something about it was special, was worth showing off a little bit. And one time he gave people this game, which is like not not a bad game, but as like to just jump in and play it blind is a pretty wild experience. So like people were floored by what was going on in like the first level here.
And here we go.
Sumo guy just knocks you off a building.
Yeah, the great thing about this game is the levels are massive. You're really fast, and the animation is like, I don't know, it must be rotoscoped or something.
Aaron lied to me. He doesn't have audio. I don't have time for
Huge
this.
amount of animation for it.
That's okay. We still have Rainwave playing too, so
Yeah.
it would have been bad, honestly, if there was game audio. All right, so I'm gonna let the ghosts in on a little tip. Whenever we have any kind of event like this where we're all playing a game, this could be one of your bingo card games. So someone 325 is gonna be playing some games for the next bingo card, and is also in this race. So we told him, keep an eye out for anything on this card we need to do. So for example, is that an elevator they're riding just there? And
hard to say.
We'll see.
Probably no, with the way
we'll keep our eyes peeled.
Decided elevators
not an electric elevator, at least.
It's not an electric. Well, if you read the errata for the electric elevator, it says it must clearly be an elevator or electrical in nature. So like even if it's not necessarily electrical, as long as it's very obviously an elevator, this is still grounds for accepting.
It's
that
a
platform,
but you know,
that's a platform. That's not an elevator. It doesn't. It's not electric, and it's not obviously an elevator.
I love this sort of wind animation when you get flung across on these platforms.
Yeah, definitely an ability involving wind. Gotta be.
Shut up.
What is still going on?
I love this design choice. So few games do this, where you step on a moving platform and the game just takes away control, and your character goes ah for like a minute and then just stops. This is truly ahead of its time, I think.
Yeah, this would have been an extremely special game if it had actually come out back in the day. Like, why was this canceled? It's like a breakthrough in a lot of ways.
Well, the level design is not great, unfortunately. It's a little... It's... If you're... The way I understand most levels to be is you just sort of spiral inwards and then eventually make it to that. And you have to constantly sort of pass over other areas so you can kind of fall down and lose some progress.
Yeah, but bad level design didn't stop many other NES games from coming out.
I think it was canceled because this was very late and they didn't want to pay the money to produce the cartridges, which actually used to be a reason to cancel a game, because you could make games so quickly, especially some of these older ones. Like Ocean would make like 4 games in a week. They're like, I made these 2, and they're like, we don't need those 2.
These ones, they're not worth the plastic.
Yeah. Let me look it up, see if I can see exactly why it was canceled, but I do think that it's related.
No, well, that's likely. If like the Super Nintendo's coming out, I'm sure they'd be like, who the hell wants to buy an NES game right now, sort of thing.
Yeah, 1991, so that was the year SNES came out. Famicom, or Super Famicom, maybe even earlier, I'm not sure. There was a hoax in 2005 that Force Ape existed, but somebody had just kind of made that up and then pretended to smash the cartridge. But then but they knew it existed from Nintendo Power, but that someone had found the cartridge. But then eventually it was found. It's a crazy game. The speedrun's pretty fast. I never finished this game, but I did play this like right after I saw that GDQ run back in the day, because it just looks so interesting to me.
It's fun. I'm the kind of person who, like, it does look interesting to me, but the instinct is not to go play it. Like, no. Like,
it was still kind of new to the, whoa, this is weird that I'm discovering a game I've never heard of, but I didn't realize just how many NES games there were. And this is, I mean, it's, there's that book, there's 1001 movies or whatever. I think there is one for video games, 1001 video games to see. think BioForce Ape is in there. Somebody else will have to confirm that. So I'm not buying that book.
1,000's a lot, but boy. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 1,000's a lot, but I think I've played 1,000 probably in my life. And I don't know, that's a lot. I've played 1,000 games. You kidding? Played like 100 in MT. I tested like 200.
Yeah. Yeah, I think MT definitely pushed me over the top. I recently made a list of games I like. This is something Midboss challenged me and a bunch of our friends to do. He's like, just do it. Just list them all. And it's like, do I have to like them a lot? He's like, just games you like. Whatever. Just write them down. I ended up with 100,
That's
117. I went through my whole life. I went through every console. 118 games, I think.
118. Okay, because I was talking over you, and I thought you said 17.
I did, and then remembered I forgot one.
Only? No, I thought you only said 17.
Yeah, no, I hate video games. Fuck them.
More than 17.
They're terrible. I've played 17 solitaire games. Those ones are okay. The rest, no good.
I'm sure I've shared this on stream. I must have. I repeat myself. I'm just gonna do it. But I taught this class that was like a history of video games thing. It was like a little 2-week thing for high school students. And there was a kid in the class who had only ever played, what can I think of what it's called? I want to say
Civilization?
Art of War.
Wasn't it Civilization?
No, it's the,
Age of Empires.
Why am I trying to say Art of War?
Yeah, Age of
Gears of
Empires.
War.
Yeah, it was Age of Empires.
Age of Empires. He'd only ever played Age of Empires 3. And that's the only game he'd ever played. And
Specifically
he was, like,
3. The one that's like the most
he was
popular
like on
one.
some like ranking board, and he was like asking me about it. I'm like, "Why are you so interested in Age of Empires 3?" He's like, "That's the only game I've ever played." And I said, "What?" And perhaps he wasn't including, I don't know, Solitaire or Minesweeper or something like that. But
Look at this electric ass elevator, by the way.
yeah, that's an.
Oh yeah,
electric-
yeah,
that's
that
an
was.
electric
Oh yeah, right. I didn't even notice when I went into it. That's true.
Yeah. Points on the board. That's amazing that your student had only, and like, so imagine being so good at your first video game that you're like among the world's best in a competitive environment.
Well, he showed me a forum. I don't know how official this
Oh,
rank,
okay.
but I will say it is odd. It's a very odd circumstance to be. What game would be the game that you would want someone to have played if they could only? So not that was made them have the most fun, but made them understand what a video game was the best.
Huh.
I know.
Wow.
This game is difficult to commentate because all the levels look exactly the same, except some girls. Moving on to the minecart section.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like someone 325 is in the exact same first room that everyone was stuck in forever. I think game over at some point. I saw a title screen, if I remember correctly. Everyone else is find a different part of the game.
Sumo man. Dwarf Fortress? No way.
You have
That's a
ruined
bad
someone.
choice. No offense. No, that's too much. I don't.
I mean, Super Mario Brothers obviously comes to mind.
Yeah.
Tetris comes to mind.
Maybe Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Because the
Space
thing about Pac-Man
Invaders.
is it has characters. And even cutscenes.
Sure.
I mean, it
Or-
doesn't
or-
have to be old. It could be Uncharted.
You're right. That's exactly what I was thinking, actually, because
Yeah.
like that's so emblematic of like this is what games have been the past 15 years or whatever, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
definitely that more so than what Mario Brothers.
I think honestly, I would need if someone was like, Bill and Ted situation where Napoleon was here and he's like, "What is a video game?" and it's French, and
What the hell?
Jeux vidéo.
Oh, mon dieu!
Oh,
As the pixels are
tell me
moving.
what a video game was. I would probably say you have to play this American one and maybe also a Japanese game because I feel like they're so different nowadays. Just because I don't know, there's something about Pac-Man versus like Uncharted. They're both valid, but I feel like you need to know both to understand what a video game is.
Could you imagine giving them like a really JRPG,
Yes.
like pink bubblegum hair, like off the charts anime? There's a character who's like
This is
borderline
the
sexually
Hyper
harassing people all the
Dimension
time, and like
Neptunia.
everyone's just okay. That's a double whammy there. That's Japanese culture and video game culture.
I wonder if like someone who literally had never held a controller or anything, if you gave him like DDR, it would be easier to get into.
Probably. So we got a roller coaster / minecart and some bees that are, I guess, being disturbed. If you pile drive a bee, I feel like, but I mean,
You got him.
if killing bees is not disturbing them because bingo is a farce,
That's right. And the
I
suplex.
I feel like the suplex is in the same vein as that. So Boney said you could disturb bees. I don't. Maybe they aggro when you get close, and that's good enough.
You
I
get
don't
the
know.
grab and the spin. So I get these have to be rotoscoped. I think it could be off. They might have hired actors just to do this. Isn't that crazy?
Do you think they actually like threw a man into the air and then had him like do a bunch of flips, and then they captured each
I just don't
individual
see any
frame?
other way. I tried to went straight, but I had a hard time. No, I don't know. Probably not because of the way
No,
these are a little-
absolutely. They just rotated the sprite. What do you mean? Probably not.
Well, no, I mean it probably. I mean the actual like suplex animation is pretty good.
That they definitely.
The pile driver. They could have gotten it from some existing footage.
Oh my god, best lap? Why does it show your best lap at the end? What?
And it was also 3 seconds. But maybe I was misreading that.
It must have been 3 minutes 11 seconds. But is that hours, minutes, seconds? Is that what we're looking at?
Now,
Best lap implies that there's a lap 2 through the level. Like what does that
a
imply?
game where your fall animation changes the longer you fall. I feel like this is a super pioneer. I mean, I can think of maybe some 3D platformers that do that. Sarah.
Kirby does that.
Dude, where am I
Oh,
going?
does he? Does he get
Kirby's
distressed?
Adventure. Yeah, he has like a regular normal sprite, and then when he falls long enough, he goes like head to face first, and then when he
That's
lands,
also pretty
he
late. That was
bonks.
probably about the same time, maybe even a little later.
Yeah,
Kirby's
no, I
Adventure.
think it was like 93 or something.
Yeah.
Where am I going in this game? What the
Yeah, this is Boney said there was some BS.
Yeah,
in
I
this
think I
game.
found it. What the hell is
For
this?
some reason, I want to relate this to a New Zealand story when it comes to level design.
Okay.
Just kind of a
Spirally?
big, irritating maze.
Oh, you
That
don't
game
know
is so
half of
pleasant.
it. This isn't an annoying maze.
Someone, usually one of the strongest blind racing competitors, has been taking a nap since MT. Still on level 1.
Yeah, this has been really rough. I just watched some girl, by the way, just pick up a guy by the legs and like
The animations are so good.
just wrestling, swing him around, give him the big swing, and toss him out of the arena. And it really is maybe creeping into the top 1,000 games that you need to play.
This is another really cool thing that the NES does, where some areas just don't have a background, and you kind of feel like you're outside of the level, but really you're in the level. It's just a way to switch things up. Oh, good suplex.
Oh my god.
Now, where Jackazam... So you have to defeat this person for the platform to show up, but if you use it, it'll go right away, and you got to defeat another one. So you better not get stuck in the pit.
What even was I? Like it was like a man in like a tuber suit or something? Like what?
Yeah. Maybe like
are you
like
talking
a
about the
man dressed
alligator?
as a snake.
I don't think
Was
it
that
was
a
an
baseball
alligator.
player?
There's one.
It was brownish.
Brownish. There
It
was a
looked like
kangaroo.
a man in a big potato suit.
There was a
I don't know.
kangaroo. Maybe that's the guy.
He was vaguely worm and snake shaped, and had. I was looking at the bingo card. It's not on there, so. Think about
What do you
it.
think of this mechanic where you can see the map but only a quarter of it, but there's no restriction? You gotta choose.
Yeah.
Is that what was happening? It kept popping up. Someone was like rapid
Yeah.
firing through the map to like reveal the whole thing at once.
It's
And I
almost
thought
like
their
the
game was
game can't
glitched.
handle if we displayed the whole map, but there's no way that that can be true. So, unless they're using sprites for it, I guess.
I truly don't know. I also don't know why no one else is doing the sick rolling move that Jackazam is doing, because I think it brings a lot to the table.
Does it do damage?
Mm-hmm. I played Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in Cuso Grande, and you can also
Oh, it's a
roll
kangaroo,
around in
you're
that
right.
game.
Told ya. I beat it up. That's how I know. I was taking names. The name was Kangaroo.
State your name, sir.
Yeah, is that
Kangaroo.
the implication?
Perfect.
That you're kicking someone's ass, and then you're like, "Hey, what's your name?" It's like, it's mine now. They gotta change it afterwards. You took it. That is a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Told ya.
I can't
Now
believe
it's-
how wrong I was. You can
now
see it
it's
does look
a-
a little weird
Yeah.
when you're doing.
Well,
the
it's not a
moves.
kangaroo anymore. It's like a jingle hopper or something. We have to. The name's gone.
I don't think I know what a jingle hop.
Because I took the name?
It's that.
Oh
yeah.
right, because you took it. I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good actually. That you came up with jingle hopper on the spot. I'd say you should market that.
It could have been a lot worse. There's a
Because
crocodile.
like Kangaroo Jack, Jingle Hopper Jack sounds awesome. I think that needs to happen.
Where am I going?
Dude, the alligator's legs are like become the mouth. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It was so cool. It was the best part of the game yet.
And then he whips you with his tail hair. Someone
I think it's
325
it's
cannot
like a
handle
woman,
this.
I thought it was like a woman wearing a jester hat, and then she
And
had-
then it
teeth
went
on her
into
leg,
alligator
yeah.
mode. Jackazam with the low sweeps, with the stun lock
Not
on the
even
sumo
elbow
wrestler.
ring.
Oh, just grabbed him by the lost him. That's why they call him love handles. For swinging people around bodily. Thank you. Jackazam done with whatever level that was. I knew immediately I would have no chance of keeping track of this game. So I was all too willing to entertain 10 plus minutes of interesting segue.
Man, yeah, you could argue that isn't a B.
Boy, look at these strong wind currents Jackazam has entered. Damn it,
The
not on
roll,
the card.
the roll everywhere strategy it's an emotional victory at the very least.
Would you call that a barrel roll?
For bingo purposes?
It's not on the card.
No, I don't
I-
think so. Maybe.
I mean, that's what the plane does, even though that's not actually a barrel roll.
Well, and then think about in Donkey Kong exactly what the barrels are doing.
Yeah.
And there's no
That's
way Donkey Kong isn't rolling barrels. Semantically, you could never get there. Donkey
Mhm.
Kong is rolling barrels, so I think it's a strong argument.
It has to be something that's like cylindrical, though. I think. It has to be barrel-like. There has to be a top and a bottom and a middle, and it rolls on the middle, sort of thing. Because otherwise, any ball that rolls, any tire that rolls, and the whole thing falls apart.
Guys, this is a teleporter maze. Level 3 is just a teleporter maze. This is the worst. Oh no, not my internet.
It's alright, it came back.
That's good.
Yeah, I think
Guys,
we're good.
I'm in a teleporter maze. This is the worst.
I think we're seeing some evidence of that on some girl's stream. Jack is saying,
Let me check and cheat a bit. Yeah! They're on level 3. That's the teleporter maze.
Yeah, I think I saw some girl go into one of these teleporters about 10 minutes ago.
Really dumb. This is really similar to a sort of like realization of your awful idea from that hamster racing game where you get teleported, but the context is exactly the same all around you.
Oh
so you
no.
can't tell where you are.
I hate that this has come to fruition.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was here the whole time.
Oh, what? That's the end?
He's done it. I love how you're just like, first you go faster when you jump, right? So the players are jumping and they just kind of like accidentally land on a platform and then whoop, like you're gone. Maurice is done, first place.
It's at
Wow.
the end, but I mean, you'll see. It's funny.
Well,
Did
this game is
Arcbliss actually...
We need to make that clear. It's an unfinished game.
Arcbliss is in the race. I think Arcbliss, they suggested that he would play the entirety of Streamers and then play this game. And yeah, actually that's what Arcbliss did. So Maurice capitalized and managed to take the win.
So Arcbliss is not doing the skips that he knows, so he actually has to play this. I assume he has to play the teleporter maze blind. And that's why it's taking longer than usual.
Oh, because he doesn't actually know the level, because he normally just skips the whole
Dude,
thing.
it's not just the teleporter maze. There's this section, you can see it on someone 3 to 5 screen in the top rightish. So on the map, the hourglass shapes, those are the teleporters. And in the top right of the map, there's this section, which is just like 5 teleporters in a row. Only one, like, I don't know which one, if more than one goes to the finish, but I went in the wrong one twice.
It's so insane that Mario Maker has sort of stolen the bad level design like title of pick a pipe and things like that. Just as soon as you open level design up to the public, they start doing nonsense, apparently.
Yeah.
This person didn't get the memo. Still early days.
And I think there's 2 of them. The first one is the one that sends you back, and the second one, I don't know. I went in one of the teleporters and it gave me a really hard section. I wonder if there's an easier section if you go into one of the others.
The auto-scroller in this game is long. Good thing we can complete an auto-scroll set.
There's no auto-scroller in this.
Every time you step on a moving platform.
No.
That's an
Shadow might be
auto-scrolling
making a
section.
joke about like the entire game being, I don't know. Do you actually punch in this game, or is it all kicks and judo throws?
If you just press B, you punch.
Yeah, so you could defeat an enemy using only punches. Got it.
Someone have audio? Oh.
I don't know if the game does. I guess it probably does.
Oh, I'm an idiot. That explains it. Hold on, we're getting audio momentarily.
Yeah, I love seeing the players just... They're and then they hold right for like about a second, and suddenly they're like flinging themselves back, flipping into the air, and then they land on the ground and just tuck and roll at the same speed until they slam into a wall. And it's
Yeah,
just...
Force Ape is just showing off. I can't imagine doing a gainer every single time you jump is the best way to... Like, this doesn't seem efficient. Oh, Aaron Dobie went into the background. I was not expecting that. I've seen several sinks, but then because this is a maze, they just end up somewhere else.
Alright, let me figure it out. I did the start a lot. But let's see, Jackson. Okay, so she's in this part. You gotta find some switches to find in this part, because there's these walls that say TNT on them. Which is funny because usually you use TNT to blow up a wall, but in this one the wall is TNT.
You're right, that is funny.
Okay, so she's got this one. I think, yeah, so this blue one is correct. This blue one goes to some stupid section where you gotta jump on these falling platforms and you gotta press jump twice, otherwise it doesn't work. His checkers have been rolling everywhere.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, Aaron Dobie is on the stupid section. So he's only pressing jump once, and it like eats your jump a tiny bit. So the jumps, they're really close. What you want to do is you want to tap it and then press it again, and you will jump way higher for some reason.
Can't believe you
What?
actually beat
Before
this.
leaving the ground the first time, are you saying?
No, you land on the platform, you press A, he doesn't jump, it's like, huh? And then you actually hold it, and that will do a high jump. Instead of
It's
the
like
jumps
that.
that we saw on Aaron Dobie. Some girl is part of the second section already. I think she's on the teleporter maze? Oh wait, no, you go left here. Oh, she missed it. But she can use the fan. So you gotta use this fan to go to the left. I don't know what happens if you go in the teleporter at the bottom.
I think this is legitimately a good example of, example of why Maurice often wins these. That he was able to internalize any of this.
I know.
Okay, so some girl is going in this teleporter. And this one leads to like some stupid section where you gotta jump over or roll under the mines. I don't know if you can jump over or roll under them. I don't know what this switch does. I guess it's just a head. I don't know why it's even here then. And here I rolled. Some girl is too cool for that, but I mean it's working, so
Really
whatever.
don't know how.
Alright, here we go. This teleporter. So now here, 1, 2. There's
I've seen
5 of these.
She's been here before. I see.
There's 5 of these.
That's awful. Which one is it?
I went in the middle one.
For some girls.
So actually I went in the first one and then the second one because I figured, and then the third one was correct. So this is 3, 4. I don't know where 4 goes. I did not go in 4. Oh, this is wrong. This is at the bottom of that
Oh, no.
drop. She's gonna end up at the TNT wall. Yeah, this is where the elevator to the top comes up now. Yeah.
Where someone is.
Where Aaron, yeah, and Aaron Dobie is there too.
It's like the Monty Hall problem of mystery racing. If you do 1 and 2, do you just go to 3 or do you go to 5 and then you come back to 3?
Oh, the Monty Hall
not.
problem messes with my head. Like the first time, you don't expect it. You ask anyone, they will give you the wrong answer.
It's not actually relevant here because
No, it's not at all.
there's
It's
no
I
not
liked it
exact-
anyway. I liked it.
Correct.
It's something I know about, so it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
It
I was
is a
try-
little
I-
bit
The worst
disingenuous
part
to present it
is
that way.
trying to explain the Monty Hall problem to someone who doesn't quite get it. Like I was trying to tell my mom, and she wasn't there, and I was like, "All right, picture 100 doors, and you pick one, and then Monty Hall opens the other 98, and now there's 2 doors left, right? What are the odds between your door, 1 in 100, or one of the other 99, right? Like clearly this will," and she was still. It couldn't, and I couldn't get her across the line, and it ate up like at least 45 minutes that I'll never get back.
I
It
had
only
to
works
write a
because
program.
Monty Hall knows.
I had
If
to
Monty
write.
Hall didn't know, then we wouldn't even be talking about it because it's the fact that he knows
Right.
at the door he leaves.
Yeah.
Is potentially having it.
Yeah, he can't open the door with the price.
Yeah.
Some girl
Did you know
didn't.
now?
Some girl
Wayne Brady knows.
didn't know about the strat. Oh, okay, so Aaron Dobie just failed it as well. Someone doesn't know either. See, someone is just pressing once. And you jump so much lower. See how closely he makes these jumps?
Okay, makes all the jumps though.
Good jump. Good job.
God, that is terrifying.
I didn't know there was...
Is it no? Couldn't you just wait until the platform goes down to the part where it lets you jump? Like why
You don't
why
want
the
to drop
first
down.
input required?
Oh, well, I don't know. If you jump only once, it doesn't jump as high. Don't ask me how. I fell down 4 times.
I'll open the door with the car and asked him, you want to change? Pull it up the car? Nope, that's that door.
No, between these
no.
2 doors, it's like that.
Ah, you missed the car.
Oh man. We already know you didn't get it. Are you gonna change?
Alright, someone needs to go up, not in this teleporter. Or actually, I don't know what's in this teleporter, but I'm just gonna assume it sends you back to the start or something.
A safe assumption.
Alright, this teleporter is good. Now there's it's the oh no, it's the mine section. Just runs through like a boss.
So we had a second place finish. Andy got 27-36.
Took teleporter 2 and it did not work.
Yeah, 2 is right. Oh, she did 4 and 2, and then earlier she did something else. She's not very lucky, is she?
I think she'd already done
No.
1.
Someone, okay. Not 5. It is 4, which is incorrect apparently.
I think some girl did 4 for some sort of like jolly reason. It seemed like she was trying to like work it out.
You could make
There
like
was
a
hint.
you could make a paper about Super Mario Maker levels and which picador is correct, and I bet like one of them is going to be more correct than others.
Like 66% of the time you want to go
think
in
that-
the leftmost door.
Yeah, something like
In
that.
general, when you see a random sample that's generated by a person to look random, it's far more evenly distributed than a typical random sample would be. So given that, they would be more likely, I think, to put it in the middle.
But then like
However many there are.
like if I was playing a level and it's picador and I know it's a troll level, maybe it's the first one, but maybe, you know, like, oh, that's the one I wouldn't expect, but maybe the creator expected me to expect the one that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, I think it would be a bell curve of, because it's mostly children, so they're running on instinct, right? So I think it would be a bell curve of it being in the middle more often than on the edges, regardless of the number of choices.
Some girl is at the same section I was in. So this
Okay.
is what happens if you go to like the second.
Oh, no!
Oh, I don't know if you can jump back up. I never fell down, luckily. Oh, you can. Can't you? I went up.
Find out.
I don't want to go down.
Weird.
Oh, no, she can't.
No, you can't. You lose so much
Where does this
progress.
go?
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, it's the droppy platforms, and
Oh, it's
like there's
here.
no
Oh,
warning.
No.
Couldn't react in time.
Oh no! Look at that fall.
You, also, Aaron Dobie just failed.
Oh,
Aaron Dobie just failed the
Fadi,
droppy
Beat
platforms.
your heart out. Force Ape beat you to it 25 years ago. Alpha 5 finishing in third place,
Oh, nice.
3206. I got some stats. Don't know.
Wait, what is
Can't,
going on
can't
with
double
some?
check the validity. But
someone-
who knew? Go ahead.
Someone can't go in the teleporter. Oh, he went in the third one, which is the one I went into.
I feel like the ape premise of this is pretty underutilized.
Not a lot of ape-like activity going
You're
on
kind of
here.
just a hairy man, yeah. Bioforce man. I don't think Bioforce
Hey,
man
apes-
would be significantly
Apes
different.
are hairy bad. I know.
So are a lot of men, though.
Look, no man can do what this thing is doing.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
doing
But if you
15
tell me a
flips.
mutant ape with man-like,
Well, that's the Bioforce
Limb strength
angle.
or whatever.
It's because he's genetically enhanced.
Some girl is.
that they grew him in a lab.
Yeah, they said they put in the DNA that says every time you jump, you're gonna do a gainer.
Yeah.
Every time.
When
That's
you
from-
land so fast.
From the North African nesting swallow.
Yeah, the plan was to run up behind the cheetah and then roll into it from behind to trip it up.
Okay, some girl is on the mines, so that means she's gonna come up to the 5 teleporters, and I guess 3 is the only correct one? If you can't go in 5, and I've tried 1 and 2, and some girl has tried 4.
There's 3. We're starting to get some
Oh
more
wait,
finishes.
this is where the conveyor belts are. I think there's only one correct answer on the second picador as well then. Okay, so what Songal wants to do on these conveyor belts, right? If you just stand and jump, you don't go very far. You want to get like a running start, kind of like Super Mario with a raccoon suit on one of those treadmills in Super Mario Maker. You can do that here. And that will give you enough distance to actually make some of these jumps. I think she's close.
Working out so far.
Oh,
The
oh
most
god!
insane movement.
Oh, so
Oh,
close.
here it is.
Alright, here's another picador.
I can't
Really?
believe there's another one.
I went into
There's
this
another
one.
one?
I went into the second one. There's only 3.
You went for the middle one.
I can't
Yeah.
believe there's a second
Middle
one. I
was
didn't
correct at
understand
the
what
first.
you were
So we did
Uncle
have
is like-
finishes from Arc Bliss and Nighty 4th and 5th place, by the way. So
Huh?
for
He's
6th
looking
place
for
here.
jolly
Oh!
clues.
Number 2!
There it is.
That's correct, there's no more teleporters after this.
You just need to navigate perfectly into this little corner up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you?
It's easier than
This
it looks. You just hold right and it, yeah, see, it
Oh.
just works.
No, you're right.
And then suddenly you do this thing, and then you're like, wow, cool new element. I wonder what kind of hazardous stage designs they're gonna make with this thing. And it's just the same thing like 5 times in a row.
I thought absolutely she was gonna get spiked by it when she ran into
Hey, look,
the side.
it's
of
the same
spikes.
Now she's gonna get over this, and guess what? It's the same thing, except there's a fan, which doesn't do anything.
Oh, it doesn't do.
And then you do this, and it's the same thing. Hey
Game's
guys,
awesome.
you'll never guess what's in the next. Oh,
2 fans.
it's the same thing.
You said 5. I thought you were exaggerating.
Oh, it's actually
Oh, you
6.
were even-
I wa-
You were
6.
underestimating it. We need
Oh, here's the boss fight. This is what confused me. Alright, he takes off his coat,
Oh.
and he's dead.
Oh my god.
And then you get an apple potion.
One punch! There you go. There's your ape.
That's a
The
monkey.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tail. That's not an ape.
The end. Wait, is that the difference?
It's all wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the
It's
differences.
one of many differences, yeah.
Okay. Had no idea.
Look, someone 325 right behind some girl.
Here he is in the. I think this this part must be just like some sort of a statement, like a political statement.
Oh, someone landing directly on the next platform thing. That was cool. We had Julo Ninja finish just before some girl, and then Cap and Drake finished just after her. Thor of Kenya, who has joined so many of these races and has forfeited out of a lot of them, has finished in the top 10. 9th place here. Points
Nice.
on the board for Thor of Kenya.
Yeah, everyone needs to start somewhere.
Being rounded out, someone 325 socks it to the enemy ape.
Pika Pot's on level 1. Wait,
Pika Pals is playing Super Auto Pets in the background.
Pika Pot's game is like really wide. I'm squeezing it so it's not as wide.
Literally have a built-in aspect ratio picker. That's one of the best implemented features, I would say.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I think this is level 1.
Yeah, this is 100%.
Man, little kung fu guys. It's weird because the game, the animation is so cool, but like, just like playing it, it does give you kind of like Cheetah Men vibes, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy how much our standards in like game development has changed, though. So we're sitting here talking about this in an NES context. We're like, man, yeah, this would have blown people's minds, and it's like, if your friend gave this to you, you might not even care nowadays. You know, but your friend was like, I made this. You're like, ah, it's pretty good. I like how you made
Cool.
him fall like that. Cool.
He's like, I rotoscoped myself. It was not easy to take photos of myself doing these flips.
Yeah. I was just reading. I had never heard this before. That what's his name? Jordan. I don't remember his last name. Who did Prince of
Mechner.
Persia? Did everything in assembly,
Wow.
or like, so it wasn't even in a code language. It was all done directly in assembly, right into the screen, all the graphics and everything.
Who?
The guy who did Prince of Persia, Jordan.
Oh.
Jordan Mechner.
Yeah, and then he went on to make the worst game of all time. That was also pretty impressive.
Which one?
Prince of Persia 2. Shadow and the Flame.
It's alright. Prince of Persia 3 makes up for it with the Gazelle.
The run of Gazelle was so good.
Plus, there's a dirigible level.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was when you learned that was a real word. You thought I made it up. That was a good.
So I guess Pika-Pel's game over because I don't know. I actually don't know what happens when you run out of power.
You game over. I've seen it. I think you have to restart the level you're on.
But Pika-Pel's is on level 1.
Oh,
You can't tell me that Pika-Pel's hasn't cleared level 1.
I could tell you that.
40 minutes, huh?
Oh,
You didn't say I had to be right, but I can tell you that.
He's
I'm
even been playing for this long. See, there's a timer.
I love that these platforms just keep going up and up and up and up and up.
The levels are actually really huge. It's
Yeah, they're
like
massive.
impressive, I guess. That's what people say
That's
when.
why there's only 3.
Yeah.
This does have fully consistent bi-directional scrolling.
Mhm.
I guess I don't
Weirdly
know
hard
if
to
it ever
do.
literally scrolls diagonally, but you can certainly navigate the level.
No,
however
no,
you
it
want
scrolls
to.
diagonally on the minecart.
So yeah, I mean, this is using late game NES techniques.
I mean, yeah, this
Is
was
this-
1991.
I
Ape-
assume this is not Japanese. This is what, European?
This is
Like
Japanese.
British or something?
Japanese.
It is?
Yeah.
This is giving me super Euro vibes. I'm surprised.
What? Are you insulting our game development?
Pika Pals just plummets to the earth with this
And
horrifying animation. This ape, wildly out of control, like falling out of a plane without a parachute, is surely going to die. Splats directly on top of a fairy who says thank you, and the level ends.
I think it's the family that you rescue. They all got like kidnapped in a van. In the intro.
Who's your favorite enemy?
There was the one guy, like some weird African dancer or something, who died in one hit. That was funny.
The boss also died in one hit. The boss is pretty sweet.
The boss is like, he's got his
somebody
rockets
cool.
or whatever. He's like, I don't know. He kidnapped this family and now he's gonna destroy the United States or whatever. I don't know. And you punch him and he's like, well, I am like you. I am also a bio ape. And then he dies in one hit.
Jackazam failed the conveyor belt jump. One of the last ones. Really unfortunate.
They're so thin too.
Triscore and Aaron Dobie are both on them as well.
I
Tris is
believe it was
very
the one
high up.
just before you turn back to go to the right.
See, it's
Yeah.
crawling all the ways.
And Tris has figured out what you were talking about, Maurice, of walking a little bit to gain enough speed. So has reached the
Yeah.
elevator, which means
Okay, not
Triscore's got a 33%
This
chance to be done.
Oh, he did it.
He just went right for it.
Nice.
He's listening to us. Aaron Dobie, let's see it.
Okay.
Scouting out all the options.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, okay, 3. The middle was correct on the first one, so I was like, middle. Always middle.
This map system.
It does it when you load it. Like, when you press start, it goes like, blip, 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 blip. And then it's like a roulette wheel. It stops where you are, and then you can move it yourself.
Oh, I thought they were all doing
See?
that.
It's
It
no,
actually
it's doing
does
that every time. Every time you
Like
open
a
the map,
roulette
it's
wheel. All right, Aaron
I
Dobie
don't
guesses
understand
correct.
why you can't just see the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd think it was like
Make it too easy.
they accidentally made it with sprites, and then they couldn't fit so many sprites on the screen anymore. Only 8 per scan line.
Best 5 records, yeah. It's got the speedrun times built into the game.
That's kind of cool. It's weird that it says laps. Best
It's
lap.
very weird.
What do you mean best lap? Did I win a race?
Lap 2.
Also, it assumes it's gonna take you over an hour.
I mean, the third level could take people over an hour, I think.
0 hours, and you're like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh! It's boss music! And it's over.
Oh. Dead.
Dobby with the clear. Jackazam trying so hard to get these conveyor belt jumps.
Oh, this is the one. This is the one where it failed last time. Oh, and we moved past it. My goodness. This never ends. This game has a big problem with... Oh, that was close. With the background looking like the foreground.
It's a pretty normal thing to jump when the conveyor belt is moving against you, because you're going to be slower moving on it. So I get the instinct, but it's really hurting her. But she is through. So here comes this 1 and 3.
Fire, she can play this.
Wow, everyone goes for door number 2 first try.
This. We don't even know what happens if you take the wrong one.
Yeah, I don't know either. I assume you go back to the start.
I think you're probably right.
Like, it's not... The other ones don't actually send you back to the start in the first one. The one I went to, the 1 and the 2. It's not quite the start. I bet on the second pick a door it's gonna send you to the start.
In Mega Man 3 Man stage, they give you a Yoku block section to disappear and reappear in blocks. And they make you do it, and then they make you do it again, but there's like a hole in the floor. And then they make you do it again, but there's like a fan or a magnet that's pulling you in. And it's like this game is trying to do the same thing, but the fan doesn't do anything, and then it just gets easier again afterwards.
Well, it's similar. I think this probably inspired first-person Sokoban, in that they reuse the level, and then they do a harder version, and then they just go back to the original version again later.
We had, after Aaron Dobie finished on stream, we had a couple of finishes snuck in. TPC in 13th, and Shrambles in 14th, before we just saw Jackazam finish in 15th.
Look at this cute cat.
Yeah, Moonware has always says that. It's
That's
awesome.
so cute. Boop, boop.
People debating whether that boss counts as a boss. Might be important for this bingo card. No, it's not on there.
Yeah, that's a boss. I mean, it talks to you.
It is a boss.
It's a boss.
I agree. It's the
a
worst boss in
very
history,
easy
but
boss.
it's definitely made up to be a boss.
Yeah, it's also your rival / dark side, I think.
Oh, do you see this news that Sir Nico has put in the chat for us, Maurice?
What? If you take the first teleport of the 3, it takes you back to about halfway. Take the third, it takes you to the start of the level, yeah.
Wow.
Awful. Awful. Whitley just took the first one. Oh no.
Oh, it puts you before the treadmills. Yeah, the treadmills suck.
That's the one thing you're hoping to not have to do again.
Oh my god, look at Whitley. He's
Yeah, this is
speedrunning
incredible.
Oh, it's falling down a little bit.
Maybe
Yeah.
Arclis is coaching him.
Oh
It's falling down a
no.
lot.
Maybe he can save it on the poly platforms. Oh, Persagix doesn't... I don't think Persagix knows where to go. Tries 5, which doesn't even work. Yeah.
Pika Pals finds door number 2.
Oh, tries 4. Oh,
gonna
4 is
be outta
pretty
here
far
soon.
back. It's almost at the start. This teleporter leads back to like the... What's a crocodile? The
Yeah,
crocodile
they're
is so
basically the
funny.
same spot. Sagix and Whitley on the left side of the screen.
I guess it's just in front of
Oh,
the
and Moobear's
elevator.
here now too.
Oh, but Pika Pals is almost done.
Apparently the most Euro game has been decided by Fireball in the chat. It's CJ's Elephant Antics.
I would have said Dizzy, but I mean close enough.
Peek bounce. Just like rolling kick, and it just sends this guy flying onto the ground.
Eric a lot about Mario Maker levels.
Boney could have chosen so many games.
I mean, I liked this game until level 3. And apparently it could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, as far as we know. I mean, this is, I guess, probably not the intentional end of this game.
I mean, I don't know. There's like a rocket, which is probably important to the plot. Like I said, this guy wants to nuke the United States.
Is that what he says, or is it just what you made?
No,
up?
no, I made it up because that's usually what people. If they have a rocket, they want to nuke a country.
Mm.
What if he just wants to go
wanted
to
like,
space?
play with his rocket?
Oh, he wants the big Google.
Like,
He built the
Wallace and
rocket and then made him. They'll make a video game about him in the rocket, so that he can then. This is actually the ending to Clash at Demon Head. The main character triumphantly announces, "I'm going to make a video game about my adventures to teach people everything I've learned," and like
Really?
implying that the game that you're playing is the game that he made
That's kind of cool.
about his adventure.
I like it.
That game's crazy. That's another pretty innovative NES game, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently we are not watching Maxale. It's a black screen.
That makes sense.
Disqualified.
Persagix has scan lines.
I mean, I'm also disqualified. I didn't even
If
stream.
100% of the racers hated it, I still won't feel different. I will never regret making people play Bioforce Ape.
I mean, I think it's historically kind of important. It shows. I don't know.
It's
No,
also not awful. It is a
think
pretty
that's-
unique race because it controls so differently than most other games.
no, I think if 100% of the racers didn't like it, you failed. And
Yeah,
if you
100 is a
don't,
bit high.
if you don't think that you failed, I think that is a character flaw.
Yeah, 100 is a bad sign.
Boney knows what's good for you, whether you know it or not.
Oh, everyone's so synced up. Everyone's at the elevator again. Except for Persagix. Persagix is... Oh, he's where you have to go left. This level is actually not that long. It's really just a stupid falling platform section, which is annoying. And the conveyor belt section, which is also annoying. And then the picadors. 2 of them.
Of which you selected the wrong of both of them a total of 1 time.
I selected on the first one wrong twice, but then I got the
Oh,
second
okay.
one correctly. Just like everyone else, apparently.
Yeah, we've seen a couple people mess it up by now. But pretty much, yeah.
But I got here a lot
Hello.
earlier. I was like glancing to the right when I finished level 2, and I saw that almost all the players were still on level 1.
I feel like we need to ask everyone who finishes, why did you choose the door that you chose the second time? Like, is everyone just gonna be like, it was in the middle last time? Like, is that it? Is that why? Or is there
That's
something
why I
else?
did
Like,
it.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good reasoning, honestly. Speaking of game design, I was in an arcade and they had Tetris, but it was like Atari Tetris.
I mean, Akari
And you
Tetris.
don't get more points for.
What? You just do singles?
I don't know,
Well-
but you don't get more points for Tetris, and so you just try and clear lines as fast as possible. It's like a totally different game.
Mhm.
I didn't like it at all.
Have you played any Tetrio?
No, not yet. It's a little
No.
late probably now, I guess, but
Well, you could easily get like C or B rank. And 20 levels are free if you just do the matchmaking.
some girl liked the game.
Bioforce? Yeah?
Tetrises that aren't NES Tetris are different and make me sad to play.
So you're not a big fan of Faces Tris 3.
No,
I
But-
agree there.
there's probably a lot of reasons for
I-
that.
I agree that modern Tetris is what I call it. I think most people would say that. It's just a different game completely. Being good at Nestris doesn't mean you're good at modern Tetris, and the other way around either.
Yeah, but it's similar enough that it like the wires in my brain get crossed and I can't uncross them.
Yeah, but you have to, because playing Nestris style is not very efficient in modern Tetris.
When you have to, if you want to play it, you can also just not
I
play
liked it. I don't mind modern Tetris. I think it's different, but it's still fun.
You just gotta play Tetris. You
Oh,
have to think
Tetris
of it.
Giant. I regret not joining that. That was a good game.
Oh man. I'm aware. Oh my goodness. The momentum in this game is wild.
Yeah, hasn't zeroed in on that running on the conveyor belt for momentum thing Maurice talked about. Though we've seen players get through it without it, so it's possible.
Yeah, this level has less of the most interesting things too. They like, okay, we're gonna mostly get rid of the interesting moving platforms, the interesting enemies. We're just gonna give you picadors in level 3. It's really it's a disappointment compared to the other two levels.
The design of everything actually kind of reminds me of... Well, it's mostly just the teleporters, but they remind me of Axiom Verge.
Ugh,
They give me those
Haven't played
save
it.
point vibes.
yeah.
Oh, just like visually?
Right, Ridley?
I was looking forward to playing that game, but if you're telling me teleporter mazes make you
No,
think
no,
of it,
no.
then maybe I... But I see now.
It is a kind of confusing game, like level design wise, where to go and stuff, but I think that's part of the fun actually, because it is a Metroidvania.
Right.
It gives you some powers that I've never seen another Metroidvania given exactly the same way.
Yeah,
So it does
yeah.
it makes you think about the world in a totally different way when you get certain powers, which I think is cool.
Yeah, they're pretty creative.
I had a pretty hard time getting into the second one. It started a little too open, and I just kept getting lost. And I don't know. I might go back to it at some point.
Give Bioforce Ape in this game.
If this was a Metroidvania, I
Yeah.
would give him absolutely. He'd get a quadruple jump eventually.
Oh
You just
yeah,
go
yeah.
flying.
Double jump is good.
Do you skip double and triple? You just find quadruple immediately?
Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I can go to 90% of the map. I couldn't see quadruple jump. I think I would give him an air dash for sure.
The speed booster, but it only works when you're rolling. You have to roll, and then you just go faster and faster and faster, and then
Yeah.
you blast through walls.
Maybe a wall climb. Maybe like that'd be the first thing. Is you just like get your claws into the wall, and you could do a little bit of a wall climb.
And then at
There
the
could
end
be
of the
some
game,
optional ones like giving your falling animation a hitbox. Since you spend so long in your falling
Oh no!
animation.
Prosegix, where are you going?
yeah, there's no coming back from down here, right?
Also, there's those brown platforms in the background pattern. They look like you
Uh-huh.
can stand on them. They have the same
Yeah.
color as the floor. You cannot
sure
stand
do.
on them.
And they're positioned like as like a single block, as like here's a tantalizing challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
Try to land on.
Yeah.
Oh, Prosegix is at the start. Oh no.
until like 10 minutes ago, I still, every time I saw them, thought that they were platforms you could go onto.
Uh-huh.
They look like, yeah, you're talking about these like mailbox things that
Yeah.
are popping out of the
Yeah.
background? Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the green stuff.
Just a cardboard box nailed to the wall.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty disturbing way to like write graffiti. If anyone's trying to like write like a kind of creepy serial killer movie, he leaves messages, is nailing unbroken down cardboard boxes to the wall and like writing inside of them.
Inside of them. I thought you were suggesting like Minecraft building letters out of the cardboard
No.
boxes, and I was like, that's not as
No,
sinister
that's
as you
more
think
like
it is.
that's more like a Walmart. I think that would be a little less scary.
Yeah, that's me bored out of my mind at work in the back room with all these extra boxes.
Right. I have asked ArcBliss to demonstrate us
To
the
do a
speedrun.
speed run.
Yeah, because I find this very interesting. Because we've seen how the game works when you play it casually and when you stumble across this stupid door maze. So let's see if this is any better. Which it probably is.
You said any better. I thought you said if this is Eddie Vedder. And
What?
anyways.
Any better?
Eddie Vedder, the
Oh.
frontman of Pearl Jam.
Here we go.
But okay.
Alright, so you still fall down here. That's what I did.
Yeah, you were perfect up to this point, Maurice.
Oh, what is going on? Was that part of the strat?
I don't know, couldn't do the skip. Yeah.
It's genuinely horrifying watching this falling animation and knowing like there's nothing he does to break his fall or anything. Like
Yeah.
that
Oh,
is
so
what.
rolling is optimal.
Okay. Jack's name was onto something.
It looks like just because you get your momentum faster. At
I love
the
that
end,
you-
it might not be any faster.
You like jump out of the roll and then go back into the roll.
Oh, darn.
Oh, do you roll
Right.
into that gap or
Times.
whatever?
Let me talk.
That's fine. We just get a little bit more insight into
Yeah.
what's happening. It looks like there's a little gap, and you are supposed to get into it on the way down.
So you
Which is
can
wild.
Oh. No, I think you're right.
look on the way back up, right below the top. There's a hole
There.
and it cuts out
Yeah.
this entire top right and left section. It's actually a pretty decently sized time chunk.
You would not have had to go all the way to the right or all the way to the left here.
I can just jump off the,
Game buffers inputs pretty well
the ropes.
as well. So you can. That's the thing.
Yeah, the speedrun of this is pretty fast. The like world
Well.
record.
That ninja can infinite you. I'm sure people ran into that.
Fritz and Whitley are in sync on these
Yeah, they go up.
platforms.
Oh no!
Oh, not anymore.
Okay, Whitley's okay.
As you can see, I clearly remember this game very well.
I don't think ArcPlus can
Those
hear
guys
us.
can infinite you very easily.
Probably not, but maybe on a 15-second delay or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then he'd be hearing himself.
Stage
so
1 is
probably not.
basically just stage 1, but played well. With one skip.
Someone's gonna have to take notes here. If there's like an out of bounds involved
Rolling
at some
on
point.
these prevents the slight delay
Oh, it
from
prevents
hard
the little
locking if
hop
you
when
don't. That
Interesting.
little tick sound you hear.
It's like microsecond
This doesn't matter.
adjustments.
Time not being on the left.
But what's he doing in the elevator, by the way?
Stage 2.
Spinning left
or
and right.
within 2.
What is he doing in the elevator? That's a good question.
Tech.
Nothing
I don't
else to
wanna
do in that
speculate.
elevator. Just get down. Get your freak on. You should play a rhythm game where you dance inside the elevator while it goes.
You think
That's-
that'd be a good, like, quick, like, WarioWare, like,
Yeah, that's what I would add to my
Force Ape
sequel,
inside the elevator?
Bioforce 2,
Oh, what
Apes Out.
did he pick something up?
Apes out. Bioforce,
do it
two
correctly.
monkeys.
All right, here we go. Here's the out of bounds. Gonna get in here. The bee's gonna come in.
Mess up.
All right.
Oh!
Oh.
Well,
that's
the
good stuff.
minecart just becomes not a
If you
minecart when you
land
land
on
on
it
the
going
ground.
in the opposite direction. It takes you in the opposite direction and will put you back up.
That's awesome. You just kind of roll in and pop out, huh? It's a real Metroid-esque out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, they could have figured that out, honestly.
Yeah,
It looks like the timing's a little tighter than...
I think it's a frame perfect pop out the moment you you tuck under sort of
Yeah,
thing.
you want to stand up. Oh, that was fast. He
You know,
didn't
the
find
stage
anyone.
takes 50 seconds.
Wow.
50 seconds.
Nice. Right here,
Alright,
this is
and
the one I'm
now-
curious.
The thing people wish they knew.
The thing people wish
Obviously,
they
yeah.
knew.
Full of
I wish I
fancy.
knew which door to pick.
Ooh, it's just barely possible to get up there, huh? Okay.
Hey, you can just jump through.
You know,
Oh,
you do
what?
wish you knew,
Suggestion.
but then you have to wonder
None of the
what
TNT
had to
is
leave
real.
your brain to make room for knowing that, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta pick and
Important.
choose.
But wait, does
So we
it...
had to forfeit.
This one you have to stall and then hit left. You have to be rolling
Oh,
in order to not.
Wow. I'm finding. I keep scrolling. I found 5 forfeits.
You can... Dot the
In order
entrance,
to
right?
go through the TNT, you have to.
Yuge
roll.
finished it. Well, I think it pings every
Oh,
that.
No, it doesn't.
hate
DM.
this
It doesn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, after Pika Pals, there was just Yuge
because I don't remember how to go fast on it. Bothering me.
and Piper.
There's nothing too hard about it. Control your jumps. You can go
TNT
instantly. and I
isn't
think
even
you can
real.
skip one if you do it right.
well, I'm off to the movies.
Remember,
Good race, everybody.
and
Yeah, thanks so
run
much
off
for,
this so that you
stopping
don't
by and
flip into that top
talking
corner
apes
and
with us.
roll off.
Talking apes. One of my favorite
Go
pastimes.
here, jump after you pass the TNT.
Didn't go on the TNT. Now I'm curious what the TNT even
Five.
does.
Take the middle one. Get to
All right,
conveyors, which
town,
are
right?
still the
Oh,
actual
I know what the TNT
hardest
does.
part.
There's like a door shape.
Doing these
Before the
fast
second
in
teleporter on
actual
the
run
second-
was by far the most nerve-wracking.
And he's got these jumps down. Muir and
Yeah,
the
I-
Whitley should copy some of this.
Okay, and now
I see there's gonna be... Oh, that's so annoying if you... You can't really
you can
skip
get
the
through even if you
TNT
do it poorly.
because it's right in the way, but if you do
Last one.
fail to get it, you go back to the start of the game. Like
oh
the level.
my god.
So
Oh, it's landing on these one tile blocks now.
notice how I just got bonked like that. That is a very threatening thing. And if I get infinited here and die, we'll see. Okay,
The infinite,
so see that thing in the bottom corner?
the
If
thing.
these spike platforms bonk you to the right, you just fall into it, and it's an infinite, and you just game over instantly.
The fan that does
Not do
nothing
that.
apparently does something.
That would be a mistake.
You're surprised
Alright,
that
perfect.
many
I
people
went
quit
directly
this?
inside of it. Anyways, it was you all along.
Phony.
And that's the run. That is the
Look at
whole
it.
run.
Nice. Good run.
Absolutely insane controls, nonsense level design, completely uncontrols. It's fun to mess around with for 30 minutes, but once you've had your fun, there's nothing here.
Let's see. Out of 30 or so entrants, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still going. 3 are on stream. We are missing Hazel Shade and Lon, and I'm not sure about their streams, like of either one. Oh, Mooware is done. Oh, Whitley is done.
Rapid fire finishes. We can also put our hands together for ArcBliss's wonderful speedrun showcase.
That was a cool run. Best 5 records. Wait, what? Oh, it's minutes.
Yeah, that caught us off guard.
I was like, wow, 7 seconds. That's fast.
The one-tile conveyors would be awful. Also, at least when you jump, the conveyors don't continue to affect you in midair. That's another sin that Kabuki commits. Do you know about the ice physics in that game, Maurice?
Which game, Kabuki?
Kabuki Quantum Fighter, the little guy in my Discord avatar.
Oh, with
From
the
that
hair
game?
whip guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've seen the game. I don't know much about it. I saw your run.
The ice physics in the game, when you step on, if you are standing on ice and you press left or right, you start sliding.
Yeah.
And you can wiggle the D-pad left and right all over the place. Nothing stops you from sliding. You slide until you are not on ice anymore, including jumping. If you jump in the air, you continue to helplessly slide along in the air. It's the weirdest, most helpless feeling there is I've seen in a platforming video game. And conveyor belts and stuff, they continue to like convey you in the other direction even while you're jumping in the air. Super weird. This game, at least, whatever normal is when you jump, as crazy as normal is in this game, you at least regain that normality when you jump on these conveyors.
Yeah, there's like a 0 speed you can get. Alright, Hazel has found this one. I think Hazel can just jump to the left.
What is this one block on the floor?
I don't know, I stood in it too. It just felt like a good place to be, so I went and stood there.
You're like a saw this thing and you're like, yep, squishing in there.
Or that manga with the holes in the tremor.
Oh yeah. This was made for me.
Yeah. I went in there. I even ducked.
It totally looks like it should be something.
Spritzy is fighting the alligator man lady. It's so fun. This enemy is so funny. Like it's walking on its mouth until it decides to eat you, and then suddenly it's an alligator.
And then it just leaps around with far greater speed than it ever had walking around on its lips.
So Hazel Shades needs to jump to the left. Yeah, this is a good way to go. This goes to the falling platforms. Its results there.
Hazelshade doesn't really have an answer for these platforms yet. Spritz misses a jump on them as well.
Arcbus didn't do it either, but I guess it's faster if you can manage the single jump strat. But I'm telling you, if you jump twice, you jump so high, you got all the time in the world.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the first jump doesn't just jump, and then the second jump doesn't do anything because you're in the air. Like a...
There we go.
Nice zoomed in view. Pixels.
Oh no, no audio. Like, there's audio, I just can't hear it. Here.
Crazy as this game is, I don't think there's any gravity flipping going on. You don't really outrun a large rolling object. You don't defeat a king or learn an ability involving water.
Yeah, you do ride
don't really-
an elevator though, which is pretty big.
Yeah, Ride an Electric Elevator is definitely on this card. Glitch Out of Bounds is on this card.
Oh yeah, that's probably out of bounds.
If if someone had won the SRL race playing this game, do you get to tick off the winner race bingo square? But only in this one instance.
Disturb a bee? No, you don't. There is a bee, sure, but like it's not like you get
Apparently-
too close and then suddenly there's a
Apparently the
swarm.
bee doesn't do anything until you get close.
Well, that's not different behavior. Suddenly, right?
Yeah, I think that's no different than every bee enemy in every game.
We were talking about Goof Troop. There are bees in that, and then we were like, it doesn't really change behavior. If that would count, it attacks you. Well, oh, I entered the screen with the bee on it, and thus the behavior changed. Or what? No, I don't think that counts.
So, like, I understand where you are coming from, Maurice,
Yeah.
because obviously then every single bee in every video game would count, because they're gonna do something.
Well, yeah.
Why else are they in the game if they
Yeah.
do literally nothing, right? But also, probably every bee should just count in every video.
Well,
game.
yeah,
That
the
should-
goal
that
is
should prop-
stupid, but
Yes.
we have this.
Yes.
We have
Yes, it
agreed
is.
on the rules, which are you have to disturb the bees. Like, for example, when I had it on my card, I played Breath of the Wild, of course, and the stream is starting. Hold on. Alright, so when I had disturbed the bees, I played Breath of the Wild. I went next to a beehive. The bees attacked me. I have disturbed the bees. If I play a game and the enemy behaviors always attack me when I get close, I don't think it was disturbed.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a fair argument.
Like, did we disturb this alligator lady? I don't know.
Like, I mean, I would be disturbed if a giant ape man catapulted into my lair and kicked my shins 10 times and then suplexed me. I would be more than disturbed. Very disturbed. Which is why I think it's really stupid that it's like, oh, you can't... Killing the bees not good enough. Like, that's also weird. The whole thing with the bees
Yeah.
is dumb top to bottom.
There's a few dumb things.
The goal should just be called B.
B.
It should just be 3 letters on the screen.
Or just one.
B. Yeah, which is one.
It's just B. Like, if you get the B license in Pilot Wings, that counts. It's B.
B. It counts. Yeah, the fact that utilize a bubble doesn't include attacking with the bubble.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of really
Or,
weird
or
things.
light
Some-
the room, light something on fire. Oh, it can't be an enemy.
No, it can't. It can't be. It has to be an animate object.
Yeah. Like, I agree with it has to be like permanently on fire. Like, if I throw a fireball at Ken,
And
and he's a bit on fire and then not. Like, it's not. It's just an animation. It doesn't have some kind of effect associated with.
I would say actually the red fireball in Street Fighter does count because it does like more stun and like more. It's a little bit different.
But not really, because he's on fire. Like, he doesn't lose control of his character and he starts wiggling left and right because he's on
No.
fire.
But I don't know if it has to be that dramatic.
Ah,
I think if it does a little something, it's good enough for me. That's what I think. But you're right. A regular Hadoken, for example, is a fireball. That one doesn't count. No way. But when you engulf the man in flames and it has a different property, that's good enough for me.
I don't know. I think the fact that he is in flames doesn't actually have an effect on the gameplay. It's the Hadouken that did more damage. It's not he's on fire and as a result something. But like, if I set an enemy in Breath of the Wild on fire, Like his weapon will be on fire. He's gonna be like, ooh, he's gonna wave around and kind of be in panic mode, and then he will start attacking you with the weapon that is on fire, which also has an effect, by the way. I think that's more.
It's definitely more. That's one where it's like a slam dunk. You don't need to ask anyone. Everyone knows.
Bingo, man. I don't know.
All right, so I haven't told anyone that I did this yet. I'm gonna come clean right here.
Okay.
Obtain how much do you know about the great Canadian sport of curling?
I watched quite a bit at the Olympics.
Do you know about the last stone that they throw each round?
I mean, just like based on context clues, I'm gonna assume it is called the hammer.
It's exactly called a hammer.
I mean,
because
it's funny.
It has
which is
it
why
has a well, it's not even like the nickname for it. It is the name. Like if you look up the rule book for curling, it would use the word hammer in there.
Hammer
it's got a whole paragraph on Wikipedia.
Hammer is a term that you use in like voting. If like the last person voting ends the vote, then that vote is called the hammer. So I guess it's kind of like that as well, because it's the last stone and it will end the round.
Yeah, well, it's also because it's a huge advantage. It's like serving in tennis or volleyball or something. Like you're kind of supposed to win when you have the hammer, and it's a steal if you don't score points.
Yeah, I watched a bit. It was fun to watch. I like watching weird sports at Olympics. I didn't mean to call your sport weird. I'm sorry.
It's very weird.
What else did I? The Winter Olympics are less interesting. There's not as wacky sports.
What? There's they ride skis around and shoot guns, man.
Well, yeah, but that's like half the events. There's like 8 different events where they ride skis around and shoot guns, and then 8 different events where they go down a tube of ice. Congrats.
You know, I would also count the hammer throw as a hammer.
Oh,
if
sure.
you were to do that as well.
Sure. It's literally called hammer throwing. It doesn't really look like a hammer. But why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, judo was good. I like watching judo. It's really weird. They get these points. They have weird names, and then sometimes they win. I don't know.
But you care so much about it for like a day.
Yeah, and you learn all about it. That's the fun part to me. It's kind of like blind racing. You're confronted with this weird sport with rules. Obviously, there's rules, but you don't know them, so you're just watching what they do, and you try to guess what the rules are based on what they do.
Commentators say things, and that recontextualizes things, and you work that in. And then by the end of it, you're like, "Oh, come on! That was a nippon. That was a like I don't know."
Yeah.
You're yelling things at the TV.
Like he was totally smashed on his back. That's 5 points for that guy.
What is it in? What is it? The two-handed bamboo swords. God damn it! I can't remember.
Two-handed bamboo.
Kendo. Jesus, I don't. Out of my head.
Oh yeah.
Kendo. There's like wherever you strike the opponent is different points.
Yeah.
Do, men. It's like head and hand or something.
I mean, there's fencing at the Summer Olympics, and it's wild as well because there's like saber and whatever, and they all have different rules. Like in one of them, it's always one attacking party, and the other is defending, and then you can maybe turn it around. But in the other, it's a free fall, and they just go crazy. And like that's also the hard part. Like you think you know it, and you watch the same event. That's what you think, but it's actually saber all of a sudden, and oh no, it's completely different. Alright, Spritz is at the end of the up and down elevator section, so this teleporter will get him to this falling section where he just has to go to the left. This is pretty free. No, the left.
I used to be a competitive fencer. And sometimes I still have to Google the rule that was cited in Olympic fencing because it's always some obscure right-of-way thing. I didn't know we had a competitive fencer in our midst. That's very cool.
Right, here's the mines. I think Spritz knows about the third teleporter here, which will take him to the conveyor belts.
Conveyors. We've seen Spritz on the conveyors before, I think.
I think so too. I think he fell down. No. Oh wait, yeah. Still a teleporter. And now there's the 3. No, what? No!
Door number 1, incorrect.
The number 1 does not have the car. Should have swapped. Oh. This just goes back to the mines. Oh yeah, this is where I went. This was the nice one. The second one is not as nice. I think the second one put me back to the elevator that we see all the time.
I think Spritz is kind of destined for number 2. Oh! Skips over number 2.
But this is what I thought. I went into the third one and it gave me this section and I was like, wow, this is hard. Maybe I should have gone in the other one. But apparently 4 is wrong because some girl went in it and you can't even go in 5. It's just broken.
Oh.
Like out of service. Alright, good jumps, good jumps.
There's like a bit of grace period on the end of the conveyor, it looked like.
I wonder if you can just walk on it like in the item 1 or whatever in Mega Man 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, good
I
jumps,
think
good
your
jumps.
character hesitates
Oh,
for
God.
like a frame.
Oh no!
Whoa.
Hold right, hold right.
Hold
no,
right,
stop
hold
holding right.
Oh, okay. I really thought they were gonna land safely in the bottom
Yeah,
right
yeah,
corner.
where
But
they spawned.
yeah, but you go so far to the left through the sequence that you don't even get there.
Yeah, there was actually a ceiling on the top right.
Yeah,
So like there's a wall to his right now.
yeah.
Alright, good jump, good jump. Oh, take it slow. No, no,
Oh,
no.
the jump just wasn't a big jump. It
Okay,
wasn't
okay.
holding sideways.
We're safe. No!
I mean,
No!
how safe are you, really?
We have to go all the way back. Maybe you can land on the folly platforms. That at least skips the elevator section.
Oh, that'll be a miracle.
Oh no.
I mean, there's absolutely no way Spritz could ever... Spritz is forfeited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in and racing some Force Ape. It is a really special game,
I had fun.
and it's worth experiencing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth finishing.
I mean, when you know the elevator, so on the door maze, just take 3 and then 2, and then I think it's doable. That's the trick.
Yeah, apparently we can make announcements.
Are we making announcements?
Yeah, Mooer announced good game.
Oh, that's not an announcement. That's just a statement.
Yeah, but it says announcement.
I know. He misused the announcement completely.
Well, it says announcement, so it counts for the announcement bingo card goal.
Yeah, everyone
Make
knows
an
that goal.
announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you haven't got that far yet? Don't worry, it's coming up any moment now.
in which game can you make an announcement?
Final Fantasy VIII. It's the only one. You have to get all the way to the end of Disc 2 or whatever, where Cloud, or what's his name, Squall, takes control of the defense of Balam Garden.
Oh, is that when it turns
And-
into a flying ship?
Yeah, and they're attacking it, and he needs to rally all of the students and tell them
course.
what to do.
Yeah.
So he literally talks over the PA system and tells them,
Oh, that's an
I need
announcement.
these students to be here, I need those students to be there. And you can pick the wrong options and have him say stupid stuff about, like, absolutely no hot dogs in the cafeteria, or what, like a... Yeah.
Oh, Among Us is good. If you call an emergency meeting, that's kind of an announcement.
Yeah. Except it's a multiplayer game, so no. Papers, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just
You
get
got the
next-
megaphone up
yeah.
there.
Rub, 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 rub. That
The
goes.
Defense of Balan Wonderworld. Yep, that's the one.
All right.
I don't think there were any abilities involving water, no weapons crafted, no spiders defeated. A couple animals, but no spiders.
We did punch enemies a lot.
Yeah, I think you can defeat an enemy using only punches
Yeah.
and ride an electric elevator
We did
and
that.
glitch out of bounds.
Well,
Um,
Aquas did that.
complete an auto scroll section.
I mean, the mind card is kind of an auto. I mean, it's just a cutscene almost. Can't do anything.
Yeah,
Does that count
That's
as
weird.
an auto scroller when you can't?
that's
Even
the
move?
one where I just shrug and I tell I'm like Boney, it's up to you because it's firmly in the gray area.
Yeah, who knows?
I hate the text for the auto scroller too. The clarification. This is gonna listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to
Okay.
this. The screen must scroll at a fixed rate, or you must be unable to change the pace at which you progress for a reasonable amount of time.
So not just like a cutscene where the camera moves or what?
Yeah, it can take many forms. If you're trapped in a room and enemies are spawning in for 30 seconds, and then then when it ends, the door opens and you get out. That's an auto scroller. That counts. I take issue with reasonable period of time. To who? To me? I think that minecart was pretty reasonable. I don't know. You're on there for 5 seconds. It's good enough for me. Is it good enough for you?
I feel like a lot of these goals are also very fixated on 2D games. So for example, in Portal 2, you start in what I would describe as an auto-scroll. But like from the description, well, the screen isn't moving, because that's not
Right.
a thing in 3D games, really. So, huh?
Yeah. There's also like nothing in here. It says like browser games are no good. Freeware games you can't beat the game. It says nothing about mobile games because those didn't really exist when this was popular. There's all kinds of stuff.
We should make bingo nights one more time, or like soon. I mean, one more time, but not necessarily the last time. I'm
I
trying to
think
say.
it's bingo, but there's no rules.
Bingo, but there's no rules.
Yeah, you don't. I don't. Maybe you don't even race on an SRL. I don't know. I don't care. You justify things however you want, and you play, and
mean,
everyone has fun.
I enjoyed like a little bit of needling about like legitimacy of something. I forgot what it was. TPC did something weird, and I didn't count it. That was fun.
I don't like the meta that develops. I don't like that Alpha 5 knows that in Karate Kid he can win a tournament and capture an insect and
Yeah.
win a bonus game, and he pulls that out when he sees those lines. Like
If you have
I don't like that part of it.
if you have more goals, maybe it's not so much of an issue because there's too many permutations. Like it's no longer efficient to do those 3 goals because it is unlikely that they will ever be in a row or a column.
That just means you need a bigger spreadsheet that accounts for more possibilities.
Well, at some point that's not a thing anymore. It's like chess. It's an unsolved game.
You just need to account for every single board position in chess to know which
Yeah.
move to make in any given
Yeah,
situation.
it's easy. Game is deterministic. Let's figure it out, bro. Use your graphics card.
This crypto bot is going to take over the chess world.
Anyway, this was fun. This was Bioforce Ape. Wait, was it? Yeah, Bioforce Ape.
You got it.
The game, I ended up on the cutting room floor when I was looking up when this game was released and stuff like that. And apparently this was called something else. Like during development, there's still a title in the game. It's called Crackbuster.
Okay.
Which I think sounds way cooler than Bioforce Ape. Bioforce Ape sounds like a game that you would find in Action 52.
It sounds like a bootleg action figure that your mom bought you instead of a Ninja Turtle.
It's all like Ben 10.
And it shoots slime or something.
Yeah, but
but it's just
Crackbuster.
water.
It's like almost SNES level mascot name, I think.
I think you're overselling it a little bit, but I suppose it's better than the generic Bioforce Ape. To be honest, Crackbuster sounds really erotic. It's
Wait, does it? I mean, I could
Yeah.
see it, but
now that I've said that, now everyone is nodding. And now it's ruined forever, and no one.
yeah, actually, yeah,
You can't use it for a video. You can't use it for anything anymore.
it's over.
But the title of a parody of Ghostbusters.
Alright, yeah. So this was the Bioforce Ape race. Tomorrow we have... I mean, how do you want me to say the Crackbuster race?
Nope, I don't.
Tomorrow we have the VGM quiz. There's gonna be
Yes!
some video game... You're so excited for this.
I've been waiting.
I tried it out. It's hard. I was like, oh, this is actually not that hard. And then it turns out it puts you into the easy room by default.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went
Yeah.
into normal and it played like a music that I have never heard in my life. 3 times in
Yeah.
a row.
Yeah, it'll do that.
And
I don't
then
get them all. I average like I did a couple and I got like 90-ish points.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it like out of 100 or?
There's 100 games. Theoretically, you could get supersonic on each one and get 300 points. I guess that's your bowling score or whatever. Averaging 1 point would be the same as like guessing every song, but not right away.
How fast do you have to be for supersonic?
5 seconds, I think.
There's some games where I can't even type the title that fast.
Yeah, maybe it changes based off of the length. But there's some stuff like Sonic or Zelda. It's just like 5 letters, and then you can get an ultrasonic, which is when you get it in 3 letters, and it's blue.
Wow.
Anyway, I love the VGM quiz. I joined this event for the VGM quiz.
So,
And then also maybe I'll do a co-op thing with Jorf, and also maybe I'll.
I
Mess
saw you
around
did
with
F-Zero.
this. Yeah, I went back and played some hard mode a little bit.
Oh yeah, did you?
I made good progress on some of the easier ones.
Yeah, you got 3.
2 and 3 I banged out,
Yeah, those
and
are
then
easy.
6 I took
6 is easy.
some time on,
Yeah.
but I did it. And then I tried 9, and the ghost would gain a ton of time on me in the drops towards the end.
Yeah. The
And so
ghost
I
is
was-
really fast on the downhill. It gains a lot of speed there somehow.
Yeah, so I was asking people like, "What's going on? What do I do?" And then they were in bed because it was 5 a.m. So I was like, "Okay, I can't do this without their help." So I moved on to 4, where I played it for
4.
2 hours
Ah,
probably.
It took me an
And
hour or two. It's so frustrating.
I hit him so many times, Maurice.
Yeah,
I hit him
I
so
know.
many times.
I know. I killed him like a meter before the finish, and I was like, "Cool, I'm never playing this again."
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna play it again because that was a bad time.
Is
Yeah.
BGM something that could be restreamed? I don't even know. Like, is that
I don't even really see the value in
Interesting.
it.
yeah?
You're just gonna see like things light up next to people's names.
Well, maybe chat
Um,
chat can guess.
And yeah, well, chat can also just join the room.
That's true.
So, also sometimes like Dragon Force comes up from Guitar Hero 3, and now you're restreaming licensed music. I have seen things where people do a video game guessing thing in their Twitch chat, and that's super fun. But if everyone's playing in this other thing,
Yeah,
I wouldn't anticipate there being a restream.
yeah, just join. I feel like it's also the thing where there could be some sleeper good people, right? Like you don't need
Yeah.
to practice VGM quiz to be good at VGM quiz.
Yeah, I do think a little bit of practice can help, specifically with notation. Like a lot of us are used to typing ALTTP for A Link to the Past, and that doesn't work, right? You can't do DKC3, you can't do SMB3.
When I tried it yesterday, and this was in the easy room, so that's why I got it. It was like Ace Attorney music. It was like the end of the case music, and I entered Ace Attorney, and it counted it, and I was surprised that it counted it, because I was expecting that I have to enter Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney.
Yeah, but it counted
So,
Ace Attorney.
It would also count Phoenix Wright, I think. And if it was the second game, whichever one is like Trials and Tribulations, you could type Trials and Tribulations, and it would count that. Because
that's the third one.
That's the third one. Okay.
Second is Justice for All.
Justice for All. Thank you very much. Anything with a semicolon that has like a title and a subtitle, you can do usually the title or the subtitle. But in Ace Attorney's case, and is usually the case, it needs a number after this. But you can't just do Ace Attorney for all of the Ace Attorney games.
Okay, yeah.
But you can do Ace Attorney 2.
Because like the Secret of Mana, it's like the same title for 3 of them, right? So it was like...
Sort of. It gets weird. Secret of Mana is Seiken Densetsu 2, technically. And then Secret of Mana 2 is Seiken Densetsu 3. And there is no... Well, now Secret of Mana 2 is now called Trials of Mana because they re-released it, and then the sequel to that is Legends of Mana.
Yeah.
That's a bad example.
Okay.
Also, if you this is common in a lot of chat programs where you hit up and you get your previous answer.
Yeah.
Right. So if I think it's a Tekken game and it's not Tekken 1 or 2 because I know those ones really well, so I go Tekken 3 and then I just do up backspace 4 up backspace 5 and then I go 4 5 6 7 and I go through all the Tekkens that way.
Okay. Taking notes.
Yeah, those are the big two. You always need a full game title and a number, or a full game subtitle. Up to cycle through numbers.
Don't use hints. Those are banned.
Yeah. I think they will actually be disabled. I don't think there's any way you can screw yourself up.
I saw some people in those chats say they're gonna accidentally use hints because they're just so used to it or something. But maybe that's a good idea.
I think in a custom room you can turn them off. I think.
Alright.
We'll see, I guess.
And then after the VGM quiz, we're gonna have Peggle. Are you excited for Peggle?
I played a little bit of that at a friend's house or whatever, but I have no attachment to this game whatsoever. So.
Yeah, it's very casual. It's also problematic. The game only works in 800 x 600 mode, like pixels, which is tiny. And I have this 4K screen, so 800 x 600 is not even a quarter of my screen. It's tiny.
No,
I can't
like
see the game.
That's awesome.
It's nearly invisible on my screen. I could have this game open 20 times at once.
What are you gonna do even? You gonna like capture it in OBS and then like play off of that, or?
It's a funny idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out.
Yeah,
then...
other things. If you type /fail in VGM quiz, it'll show all of your guesses in order, so everyone can see that you knew it was a Dark Souls game, and you typed Dark Souls 1, 2, and then stopped, and you didn't guess 3 for some reason,
Or it was actually Prepare to Die edition.
I don't think that comes up. But you can also type /react, and that will give you data on how long it took you to start typing, your reaction time, how long it took you to type it, and your delay, your latency to the server.
I think
So if you're like, I've got 250 ping or whatever, then you can show everyone. Or if you're like me, when my internet was acting up and you had a 6,000 millisecond delay, you can let everyone know that was why you didn't get the 2 points on the song. Yeah. It was just spiking with complete inactivity frequently. It would... Yeah.
And then one day later, on Sunday, we're gonna have the last event of the event, which is Windjammers. And honestly, there's some events where I can kind of place it. Oh, this is gonna be a trooper thing, or Rocket League is gonna be a ghost thing. Windjammers, I have no idea. I don't know who is into Windjammers.
Yeah, I don't really know either. I do know that after Windjammers, the super amazing closing event is the judging of the art contest.
Oh, right, yeah, I'm in that.
Everyone has been rendering the mystery ghost in game, in various games. And that's how we're gonna send this off.
I mean, that's pretty good. We can have it
Yeah.
on stream, maybe. Or just the reveal.
I think probably, absolutely, it should be on. Like, I think it would be foolish if it wasn't on stream.
Top 5 get points, apparently. It's good, because I'm not sure if we even have that many submissions. I actually have no idea. Maybe Bonnie can give us an update sometime.
I know of at least 4 submissions on the Troopa side.
I don't know any
So,
because
yeah.
that would be cheating. Because I'm on the panel.
Right. Well, I just mean people who were like, I did it. I
Okay.
submitted.
Okay.
I haven't seen. I saw 1, actually. No, 2. I abstained from being a judge because my brain is weird. I like different things than other people.
Well, that's fine. It's.
No, it's not.
I think it's. I mean, it's not like super wild, right? You're not
No,
gonna.
It is kind of no, like that. People will like work really hard on a thing, and I'll be like, I don't care.
I mean, work alone does not make something good.
No, I've been in this situation before where I'm like a judge in like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity or whatever, and like I have a ruling, and everyone else is just kind of like staring at me, and I'm like, that's what I fucking think. Fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be that and rain on this particular parade. But I'm looking forward. I said I would host it. I said I would be involved in as a master of ceremonies. Perhaps.
Okay. Are you gonna write another speech?
I guess I have to now.
So we have 16
I was-
submissions apparently.
Nice. I was probably going to do that anyway. I'm looking forward to it. If you're looking forward to it, you can follow the channel. You can join the Discord at this link here. If you stuck around through this very extended outro after this race, thank you so much.
It's unusual for
I was just having fun. I was just having fun talking.
talking about Peggle and video game musics, and
You've been on the other side of a fence, a wall
I still wanted.
that's been driven between us.
Have you tried SSX?
No.
You've got some good people in SSX on your team. Like, you must know they must be aware of the strat, right?
Like, I mean, we've looked at like this is what the world record does.
Yeah, pretty
Here's
much.
what's
Yeah,
probably good.
yeah.
Doing a bunch of hops on the first slope, just freaking out, building up the combo meter a
Oh,
little bit.
I didn't
before
do
you get
that.
Going.
I just do that at the end. I'm not sure if that even matters if you do it earlier or later. I don't know why the world record does it early. I looked at it too. I learned nothing, of course. I knew everything.
The man who knows everything wins the Force Ape race,
Yeah, I do.
and then comes in to commentate the rest of it. Thank you so much for racing, restreaming, and commentating, Maurice.
Yeah. Thank you for commentating. And
thank you all for watching.
yeah, we'll be back for Peggle, maybe? Why not? Peggle is exciting.
You're gonna have to take his word for it. We'll see you there.